Transportation is the key to independent mobility. Nearly all fixed-route public buses in Virginia have become accessible. However, getting there can cause problems. People with disabilities, including those with mobility, vision, or cognitive disabilities, are often hindered by the lack of access to the bus. Inaccessible pickup and drop-off locations make getting on and off the bus difficult at best and impossible at worst. Let's talk to some individuals about their travel experiences and hear, in their own words, what barriers exist on their journey to independent mobility.
Good day, I'm Toby Shannon. I live here in Roanoke, Virginia, and I just came in on the Valley Metro bus number 31. I have degenerative spine disease. It's known as sciatica stenosis, and had injured my back years ago, and now I walk with a cane and as well as a walker. It keeps me from falling.
The main bus station for the Valley Metro in Roanoke is extremely dark, with faded signage and very limited seating.
I've had a real good experience with Valley Metro. Most of the drivers are very nice, very cordial, but the problems that I've had with getting on the bus and off the bus is we don't have seat belts in the disabled area, and I worry about an accident because I've been in one with a bus before that got hit by a car. I was all right, but it was still scary. I cannot get on the bus too well. They have to lower the newer buses. The older buses have to come out on the ramp or come rolling out, and I kind of am scared of that, afraid of going forward or falling backwards. Also, people not understanding people with disabilities and stuff, they don't have much respect for people.
Many sidewalks leading up to the bus stops and the bus stop themselves are covered in grass. Many metro signs are covered by tree branches, making it hard to see them.
In my area, it's a lot of grass and no shelters and standing out in the sun. As you can see, I have a real good suntan without copper tone sun lotion. The bus stops that really are not easy to access, 91 going up and down through Salem, some of the access points are kind of, to get onto the bus, disabled or not, is not easy. And then when you get on the bus, there's not enough room for all of us. It's only supposed to seat 40 and we're packing in 60 and 65, and that's not safe. The biggest improvement with the bus system, I believe that we need to enhance the area for the disabled. Main thing is to have support and get the buses that are safer, not just for disabled, but for all of us. God bless you.
Many sidewalks leading up to medical facilities in Norfolk, Virginia have cracked sidewalks or raised concrete, making it dangerous for people with disabilities to travel along the path. Once at the medical facilities, some do not have a clear path of travel or even a curb cut for ease of access.
My name is Cheryl Annette Cummins. I'm living in Richmond, Virginia, and I use GRTC, which is Greater Richmond Transit Service. Yeah. I've got very mild cerebral palsy. I'm bipolar and schizoaffective. I have problems with balance and everything, and have to use a walker.
GRTC route changes cause riders to alter their travel plans, leaving them to walk several blocks to medical appointments and church.
GRTC is changing, and we're getting the pulse. One of the big things that they're doing is they're changing routes to where you may or may not be able to go where you did before. They're changing times. They're only going to be running from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m.
Walking can be difficult on cracked sidewalks that have been raised by uplifted tree roots.
The problem is, I'm not going to get to church on Sundays because I'm going to have to walk 7 or 8 blocks to get to the church because it doesn't go up Robinson anymore. So it's frustrating. The sidewalks are uneven, and I've got to pick my walker up and put it over some of the blocks because of how raised up they are from trees rooting.
Buses often pick up and drop off people in the street, which can be dangerous if passengers have a hard time stepping up on the curb or if there's no sidewalk curb cut nearby.
This is a GRTC care card, and this lets us ride free on city buses. There are times when the buses don't stop at the curb, for one thing, because cars will park along the curb and they've got to stop out in the middle of the road. And it's a pain to have to get down from a bus when it's out on the road. Hopefully GRTC will improve as time goes by when the pulse starts running, and they may have to put some bus stops back in.
Hi, my name's Tracy Garner. We are in Sterling, Virginia, at behind a local shopping center, small strip mall, just off of Route 7. The transportation system for this area is called Loudoun County Transit, and it's a part of the Loudoun County bus system, and it also has a paratransit system that runs alongside the bus system for people with disabilities. So I have what's called muscular dystrophy, specifically spinal muscular atrophy, SMA, and I use a wheelchair every day. I'm not able to walk or stand. I drive a modified vehicle with hand controls, and I do have to use the public transportation system when my van is not operating or has broken down. It's really hard to get around without your own transportation. You can't really rely on other people to drive you because I'm not able to transfer, so that limits who's able to pick me up. So the transportation system with the accessible buses and the lift are very important to getting around and going to work every day. I work full time, and in another city, Leesburg, which is about 15 to 20 minutes away from here. And every day, navigating the transit system is a big deal. Most of the main issues are just the pathways to the bus shelter. Right now we're standing on a pathway. We're really standing in just a cutout. This is not part of the shelter or the sidewalk. There is no sidewalk to the bus stop behind me. So I often have to wait in the street if I'm going to take the regular bus. Yes, I could call paratransit, but you have to do that 24 hours in advance. So the path of travel is the greatest issue. The elements, either cold or extremely hot, it's almost 90 degrees like it is today. The weather, if it rains, what do? It's hard to carry an umbrella when you have mobility issues. And then just making sure that you get a connecting ride wherever the bus is gonna drop you off, that you've really read the schedule and that you tried to make a schedule that's right for you and convenient. And making sure a lot of connections have to be made sometimes. You could be on the bus for an hour to 2 hours for a trip that takes 15 minutes if you could drive. And the other thing about buses that are just coming along to use the regular route, you have to stay out there because you don't want to miss the bus, and you don't want the bus to keep going thinking there's nobody there. So even if you wanted to wait in the 7-Eleven that's nearby, or in a restaurant where it's nice and cool, or it's nice and warm when it's cold out, you still have to be out there or they won't know that you are desiring to ride the bus. You really have to stay there and wait. Our system currently doesn't have an app that they're using that they can tell you about delays or breakdowns or changes in the schedule. So you really just have to rely on either waiting or making a phone call to the actual headquarters of the transportation office to find out what's going on. If I'm going to be using public transit to go to doctor's appointments or to go shopping or to get your hair done, it is a full day. It takes a long time, and you actually limit some of your things that you want to do trying to adhere or trying to use the bus to get around. In the last few years, doctors have been more stringent about the late fees, or if you're late or if you miss an appointment, then you have to wait. Well, then that hampers or kind of alters your trip home, because if your appointment gets pushed back because you're late, that means you won't be finished in time to catch the bus back home. So when people come to visit me at my office, I work for a nonprofit that serves people with disabilities. When people come and visit me, one of the first things I ask them about is transportation. How did you get here? Did you use your mom and dad, or did somebody bring you? Those people have to take time off to bring people. So we automatically, one of our first rules, before I even get to their real goals and what they really came to my office for, it's always about transportation and how they got around. And we sit down and I help them craft a letter to the powers that be about transportation, about how they got around, who they had to rely on, and how that hampered them in becoming more independent. So everyone needs to be writing and talking about transportation barriers so the powers that be can make the right changes.
The Disability Law Center of Virginia received a grant from the Virginia Board for People with Disabilities to survey the accessibility of routes to public transportation serving community medical centers and healthcare facilities. dLCV is working with community partners and stakeholders in Loudoun County, the City of Norfolk, the City of Richmond, and the City of Roanoke to identify barriers faced by people with disabilities when they try to use the public transportation system. As barriers are identified, dLCV will work with the entities having authority over these areas to negotiate resolutions to access. While we focused on 4 localities for the grant, we are providing you with tools wherever you are to improve your local transportation system. Let's take a look at the new survey. It asks questions about drop-off accessibility, ease of pathway use, medical facility accommodations, and other important qualities necessary for people with disabilities. It gives you a chance to have a voice in your local transportation system and to make improvements for yourself and others. We hope you have enjoyed this video and are now ready to tackle a survey on your own. We have provided links to the survey, sample letters, a list of contacts, and some strategies for getting the barriers eliminated. Also, please check out our website at www.dlcv.org for updates on the progress we're making to ensure those with disabilities have an equal opportunity to use fixed route public transportation. You can do this, and we're here to help. Thank you for spending time with us today. Goodbye.